right?
One minute.
So let's wait for a little.
There'll be advertisements.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Is this position okay, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Shall I keep it like this?
That is okay, okay, Prabhuji.
Okay, na?
हाँ हाँ.
हाँ प्रभु, बट क्लियर नहीं है प्रभु. दूसरा एक और आप लगाते हैं ना क्लियर वाला.
Lights are.
I'll put one separate mobile. There's some issue here. But that charge is little bit less. So let it charge for some time.
Hare Krishna. We wait for a couple of minutes. Can we send a reminder, Prabhuji, in the group? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Okay. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram. Okay, let's get started. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you very much for our Food for Soul fourth session. So thank you very much. I know it's a festival week and also a working day. So thank you very much for joining. And so today we'll be reciting the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and we'll be hearing a nice class from Srila Prabhupada, and then we'll be discussing, we'll be reflecting, we'll be remembering some of the discussions that we had during the last session. And then towards the end, like today we'll be learning a very new, beautiful bhajan that we'll be singing throughout next month. So let's go forward to our recitation of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so let me share my screen. And also I can play the kirtan as well. Okay.
तृतीयोऽध्यायः अर्जुन उवाच ध्यायसि चेत् कर्मणस्ते मता बुद्धिर्जनार्दन तत्किं कर्मणि घोरे मां नियोजयसि केशव व्यामिश्रेणेव वाक्येन बुद्धिं मोहयसीव मे तदेकं पदनिश्चित्य येन श्रेयोऽहमाप्नुयाम् श्रीभगवानुवाच लोकेऽस्मिन् द्विविधा निष्ठा पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नघ ज्ञानयोगेन साङ्ख्यानां कर्मयोगेन योगिनां न कर्मणामनारम्भां नैष्कर्म्यं पुरुषोऽश्नुते न च सन्न्यसनादेव सिद्धिं समधिगच्छति न हि कश्चित् क्षणमपि जातु तिष्ठत्य कर्मकृत् कार्यते ह्यवशः कर्म सर्वः प्रकृतिजैर्गुणैः कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य य आस्ते मनसा स्मरन् इन्द्रियार्थान् विमूढात्मा मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते यस्त्विन्द्रियाणि मनसा नियम्यारभतेऽर्जुन कर्मेन्द्रियैः कर्मयोगम् असक्तः स विशिष्यते नियतं कुरु कर्म त्वं कर्म ज्यायो ह्यकर्मणः शरीरयात्रापि च ते न प्रसिद्ध्येद कर्मणः यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र लोकोऽयं कर्मबन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्तसङ्गः समाचर सह यज्ञाः प्रजाः सृष्ट्वा पुरोवाच प्रजापतिः अनेन प्रसविष्यध्वम् एषवोऽस्त्विष्टकामधो देवान् भावयतानेन ते देवा भावयन्तु वः परस्परं भावयन्तः श्रेयः परमवाप्स्यथ इष्टान् भोगान् हि वो देवा दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविताः तैर्दत्तानप्रदायैभ्यो यो भुङ्क्ते स्तेन एव सः यज्ञशिष्टाशिनः सन्तो मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः भुञ्जते ते त्वघं पापा ये पचन्त्यात्मकारणान् अन्नाद्भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जन्यादन्नसम्भवः यज्ञाद्भवति पर्जन्यो यज्ञः कर्मसमुद्भवः कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि ब्रह्माक्षरसमुद्भवम् तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम् एवं प्रवर्तितं चक्रं नानुवर्तयतीह यः अघायुरिन्द्रियारामो मोघं पार्थ स जीवति यस्त्वात्मरतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते नैव तस्य कृतेनार्थो नाकृतेनेह कश्चन न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः तस्मादसक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर असक्तो ह्याचरन् कर्म परमाप्नोति पूरुषः कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिम् आस्थिता जनकादयः लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठः तत्तदेवेतरो जनः स यत्प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकस्तदनुवर्तते न मे पार्थास्ति कर्तव्यं त्रिषु लोकेषु किञ्चन नानवाप्तमवाप्तव्यं वर्तयेव च कर्मणि यदि ह्यहं न वर्तेयं जातु कर्मण्यतन्द्रितः मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः उत्सीदेयुरिमे लोका न कुर्यां कर्म चेदहम् शङ्करस्य च कर्ता स्याम् उपहन्यामि मः प्रजाः सक्ताः कर्मण्यविद्वांसो यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत कुर्याद्विद्वांस तथा सक्तः चिकीर्षु लोकसङ्ग्रहम् न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानां कर्मसङ्गिनां जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन् प्रकृतेः क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः अहङ्कारविमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते तत्त्ववित्तु महाबाहो गुणकर्मविभागयोः गुणागुणेषु वर्तन्त इति मत्वा न सज्जते प्रकृतेर्गुणसम्मूढाः सज्जन्ते गुणकर्मसु तान् कृत्स्नविदो मन्दान् कृत्स्नविन्न विचालये मयि सर्वाणि कर्माणि सन्न्यस्याध्यात्मचेतसा निराशीर्निर्ममो भूत्वा युध्यस्व विगतज्वरः ये मे मतमिदं नित्यम् अनुतिष्ठन्ति मानवाः श्रद्धावन्तो न सूयन्तो मुच्यन्ते तेऽपि कर्मभिः ये त्वेददभ्यसूयन्तो नानुतिष्ठन्ति मे मतम् सर्वज्ञानविमूढांस्तान् विद्धि नष्टान चेतसः सदृशं चेष्टते स्वस्याः प्रकृतेर्ज्ञानवानपि प्रकृतिं यान्ति भूतानि निग्रहः किं करिष्यति इन्द्रियस्येन्द्रियस्यार्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तयोर्न वशमागच्छेत् तौ ह्यस्य परिपन्थिनौ श्रेयान् स्वधर्मो विगुणः परधर्मा स्वनुष्ठिता स्वधर्मे निधनं श्रेयः परधर्मो भयावहः अर्जुन उवाच अथ केन प्रयुक्तोऽयं पापं चरति पूरुषः अनिच्छन्नपि वार्ष्णेय बलादिव नियोजितः श्रीभगवानुवाच काम एष क्रोध एष रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनो महापाप्मा विध्येनमिह वैरिणम् धूमेनाव्रियते वह्निर्यथादर्शो मलेन च यथोल्बेनावृतो गर्भः तथा तेनेदमावृतम् आवृतं ज्ञानमेतेन ज्ञानिनो नित्यवैरिणा कामरूपेण कौन्तेय दुष्पूरेणानलेन च इन्द्रियाणि मनो बुद्धिरस्याधिष्ठानमुच्यते एतैर्विमोहयत्येष ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनम् तस्मात् त्वमिन्द्रियाण्यादौ नियम्य भरतर्षभ पाप्मानं प्रजहिह्येनं ज्ञानविज्ञाननाशनम् इन्द्रियाणि पराण्याहुर् इन्द्रियेभ्यः परं मनः मनसस्तु परा बुद्धिर् यो बुद्धेः परतस्तु सः एवं बुद्धेः परं बुद्ध्वा संस्तभ्यात्मानमात्मना जहि शत्रुं महाबाहो कामरूपं दुरासदम् ॐ
Hello.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you're muted, Prabhuji. Sudhir Gopal Prabhuji, you're muted.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. So this is a wonderful chapter from Bhagavad Gita, third chapter, named Karma Yoga, where Lord Krishna is telling to Arjuna about this beautiful process of, right, whether we should renounce or he should do work, he should do this action and in delivering these fruits to the Lord. And then he also talks about different rungs of ladder. He talks about how to act exemplarily, what is the enemy, what is the greatest enemy that we have. So we'll be discussing the theme of third chapter in our subsequent Gita course sessions. But yes, nevertheless, it's very important, very soothing, very sublime to really recite this verses of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, because as we always say, these are coming from the lotus mouth of the Supreme Lord Krishna. And once we receive it with the appropriate mood, it really has the capability to transform our heart and really purify our heart, and through which we can really develop the love of Godhead. Hare Krishna. So now we'll go back to our next part of our agenda, where we'll be hearing from Srila Prabhupada. Okay. There we are. Okay. So you can see my screen, Prabhuji.
Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam. So, our Krishna consciousness movement is just to educate man that you believe or not believe, it doesn't matter. There is God. There is the proprietor, but he is coming personally and he's saying, Bhutaram Jagatam Sam Sarvarupa Maheswaram Sridam Sarvarupa. I am the proprietor, I am the enjoyer, and I am everyone's friend. If you want to be delivered from this miserable condition of material life, I am your best friend, Sridam Sarvabhutana, Krishna, because he is the father. Who can be better friend than the father? Father always wants to see that my son is happy. That is natural. There is no begging, Father will be kind upon me. No, Father is already kind. But if you revolt against the Father, then you suffer. Similarly, God is our Father, God is our friend, natural. And He says that Sridhamasaru, all Vida Pada Pita are the seedlings, not only for the human being, all species of life, they are living entities. According to their karma, they have got different dresses. Just like we have got in this meeting different dresses. So every one of us, human being, the dress may be different. That is another thing. Similarly, the living entity, he is part and parcel of God. But someone has become human being, someone has become cat, someone has become tree, someone has become insect, someone has demigod, someone has Brahma, someone has varieties. See, because they wanted to become like that, and God has given him the chance. All right, you want to become like this and enjoy life, already become like this. So, this is the arrangement. The God is there, and He is everyone's Father, He is everyone's friend, He's always ready. He's coming personally to canvas. He's so kind. Just here, immediately. Nishammam mriyamanasya mukata harikirtanam. Bhatturama Maharaja Parsada Sasapata. God has sent so many other carriers. Just see if one is inclined to come to me. Just see. As soon as they get other carriers, they are turning everywhere. Here is a person chanting Narayan, come on, take it. You see. Here is a person who is chanting Narayana. Yes. Bhakturnama Maharaj Nishammo. Oh, this is wonderful. He's chanting Narayana. Immediately. And Jamadutas were there. Who are you? Disturbing him. Stop. So take this chance of chanting Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, you are always safe. The Jamaduta, the order carriers of Jamaduta will not be able to touch you. It is all pretend. So take this opportunity. Chanting Hare Krishna. I'm very glad that you are doing. But be very strict, sincerely chant. Your life is safe. Your next life is safe. Everything is all right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So you heard from Srila Prabhupada very emphatically how we have to chant sincerely, seriously from our heart. And then Lord is there to guide us, to take us back to Godhead, into the spiritual world. Hare Krishna. Any reflections, any thoughts from anybody? Especially from what we have heard or whatever we have discussed during our last session. How many of you have remembered a couple of points from the last session? Anybody remembers any points that you would like to share, or if you have any questions as well, would welcome that. But before that, definitely would like to hear from you. Any reflection, because usually on the Sunday session, right, time is very limited. We are not able to take many questions. We are not able to reflect and discuss. Like on this day, we would really like to go a little deeper and churn. Like you remember, like the cows, they eat it, they ruminate it, and they digest it, and that's how you get a better absorption. And also, it's always good to reflect, because once you really reflect on some things, it means that we are really caring for it. We are really valuing it. Because most of the times, what happens, we learn something, and maybe just after that session, or max maybe the day later, we forget everything. But once you're really talking about this Gita course, it's not really about just memorizing a couple of facts and couple of information, but how do you really take that and really add those instructions into our heart and apply it into our own life. Yes, thank you, Ms. Nabya. So she's saying that do your duty and detach from the fruits of duty. This is a very, very wonderful point. Like as we were discussing that, how do we really serve through the suffering? The first point we said, anybody remember the first point we said? And don't aggravate the disease. We talked about the example of, anybody remembers, like those ills, those electric eel and hagfish, how they verbally and physically they abuse the attacker, or that explosive ant, it's just explodes into the suicidal tendency. But Lord gives this example of, anybody remembers, what is the contrast example Lord gives in Bhagavad Gita 2nd chapter? how a self-realized person responds to all the stimulations that might come up, the provocations that might come up. Because if you yes, thank you, Miss Ranjulata. Yes, turtle. Because always we hear this example of a mango. If you crush mango, what kind of a juice will come? If you crush mango, how it will be bitter, sour. Yes, usually Alfonso mangoes. Okay, this is sweet. And if you crush, grind, what is it? Bitter gourd, what kind of a juice will come? It's a bitter, because that's there within. Similarly, when some provocation comes, once we are really getting churned, whatever comes, is that really prominently within our heart? So yes, how we should just take a moment to pause and reflect, rather than impulsively doing something. And here, and how do you get that? Right? We get that, with that cell, with that protective cell, which really gives us that strength to tolerate. And that umbrella of the Lord's shelter, umbrella of that knowledge, and that wisdom, the discrimination. And then when we see through the scriptures, then you know that no. Yes, we have heard that, like, okay, dhyayata visayan pumsa. Once we start contemplating something, yes, now we are getting some beautiful picture of some advertisement or this or that. Then no. Once I start contemplating it, I will get attached to it. Once I get attached to it, then I'll get obsessed towards it. And once I get obsessed towards it, and then what will happen? Either if it gets fulfilled, then I'll go into that vicious circle. If it doesn't get fulfilled, I get angry. Oh, who has taken my this one? Oh, I want this. Right? And so for that, we have to stop at in that contemplation stage itself. So that how I should be really careful what I should contemplate, what I should meditate, what I should think about it, because it all starts with thinking. So how we should be really focused in a positive contemplation. And then we talked about, yes, Ms. Nabia said, yes, we have to reflect, we have to respond positively. And then second, we have to do our duty. Right? Whatever it is, like whatever the roles and responsibility that we have, that we go, we have as a like father, or as a husband, or a wife, or as a mother, or a corporate professional, or like a member in the society, whatever the responsibility we have to do the needful. We cannot run away from our responsibilities, right? Or if you have some disease, then okay, go to the right doctor. So we cannot say that no, on his own or on its own things will be okay. And we quoted that beautiful verse. Anybody remembers the verse that usually we hear? Anybody remembers even one line or one word? That beautiful verse always talk about do your duty. Karmannevadhikaraste ma phalesu kadachana ma karma phala heturvur mate sangastva karmane. So I would really also appreciate now, right, we have started sending our Gita course materials as well. So you might see that in our Google Drive. So you can go through that verses, and if you'd like, and definitely would encourage you as well to remember a couple of these important verses from Bhagavad Gita. Right, we talked about that Dhyayata Visayan Pumsa, or now we talked about this Karmanya Vadhikarastu, right? Then whenever we have some thoughts, right, we can fill our thoughts, we can fill our free mind with these verses from Bhagavad Gita. So please go through that material. So it's good to reflect, good to revise, and also if possible to recite and remember these verses as well. Yes, Karmanya Vadhikarastu. Anybody remembers what is the meaning we said? Yes, Karmanya Vadhikarastu. Please do your duty. This is a adhikar. To do your work is your adhikar. You should not run away from that. Yeah? But then ma karma phala. Ma means no, karma phala. But don't be attached to the fruits. Ma karma phala heturpur. You don't consider yourself the cause of the fruits of action. And we said the attachment to the fruits of action is the cause of bondage. Once you're really free from any expectation, okay, let me tell you one thing.
Okay.
Please repeat after me. हमको जितना एक्सपेक्टेशन होगा उतना फ्रस्ट्रेशन होगा. हमको जितना एक्सपेक्टेशन होगा उतना फ्रस्ट्रेशन होगा. So please remember, so from whichever is a thing or a person, like yes, we expect a lot from something or from someone, but most of the times we cannot control others. Oh, how many likes I should have, how many people they should really, or nobody should dislike me, my post or my Insta, or whatever I do. Yes, this example of coconut. Thanks, Miss Kavita. So how nature is giving so many examples for us to follow them. Sometimes we think that we are the brightest and the smartest, but nature is giving so many examples for us. Like even you see the cloud, it doesn't hold the rain for a longer time. After some point of time, it drops the rain, right? Or even the river also, it doesn't hold the water for a longer time at one point of time. It let it go. Similarly, we should also develop that mood of let go. Let go of that attachments that we have. For what? The temporary things. Yes, we should have attachment to the positive things. So that will motivate us, that will inspire us. We should be attached to Guru, Sadhu and Shastras. Definitely. But then attachment for temporary things is the cause of the bondage. Okay, anybody else? Yeah. So we said, yes, do your duty, do the needful. Then what next? Anybody remembers? Anybody remembers what next? Okay. Okay, maybe I'll just give you a glimpse so that you remember. What is it? Okay, now I stop sharing. I just wanted to give a glimpse of it. See, yes, we do our duty, but then we do our duty not as a proprietor, not as a doer, but then we understand that the primary cause, the facilitator, and the sanction authority, everything is facilitated by the Supreme Lord. And then, yes, we have to offer prayers to the Lord. That we should be grateful to the Lord. Oh Lord, yes, I'm going through so-called difficulties, but apart from that, I have so many things to be grateful for. Are you grateful? Are you grateful for something? Please list down. This is one of the best way, right? Once again, we are really talking about really practical tips, right? Now, when you're going through a tough time, please remember what we are grateful for. Or that at the end of the day, a lot of devotees, they do journal writing. What I am grateful for, like throughout the day, I'm grateful for, okay, I just had a beautiful day, spending time with my kids, or had a nice prasadam or the food, or okay, I just had a walk for 30 minutes, or okay, I'm grateful that I get some nice breezes. Right? We have so many things to be grateful for. Yeah, but our mind really goes for one thing that is not going good, or maybe two things or three things. But still, right? If you really count, like somebody was saying that sometimes we take like the soap, and then one of the soap really goes into one of the teeth. Our tongue goes there only. It doesn't go to the other teeth where exactly it is perfect. Our mind is really conditioned to think only where exactly there is a problem. How yes, once again at that point of time, how we should be grateful, whatever the the reactions, the karma phala that we are getting because of some sinful activity, or we quoted from Brahma, we're saying tatenu kampasu samik samano bhunjana ibatma krutam vipakam. I am suffering because of my anarthas, because of I'm not really blaming anybody. Because whenever something bad happens, we play the blame game. Oh, this person, that person, upar niche, everybody is really giving me anxiety. But then we really think that yes, it's because of my anarthas, because we heard that this life is not the all in all. We had gone through so many lifetimes. We'll be going through so many lifetimes. Yes, we are reaping the fruits of what we had gone through. At that point, it is very important for us to be grateful to the Lord, because the way, right? If you just once again being ungrateful, being complaining, criticizing, and then once again we are putting the seed, putting that seed of hatred, and once again it is going into that vicious circle. We have to make the right choice, and that's what we said. We have to strengthen our choice muscles. Yes, at that point of time, how we should remember the Lord and should be thankful to the Lord. With Bhagavapur Vividhan Namaste, Jiveta Ye Mukti Pade Sabhayabhat. And once you do that, once you offer our gratitude to the Lord, once you offer our grateful to near and dear ones who are really helping us, then you will see our heart will become so light and will not be so resentful. Isn't it? And then I remember one time, it was in Mayapur. In Mayapur, like in Bengal, where we have this appearance place or appearance abode of our Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And there we have a huge temple now. This another huge temple is called one of the biggest temple of the planet. It's called the Temple of Vedic Planetarium, where the devotees of our movement comes from all over the world, and especially on Gaur Purnima and in this Kartik month, thousands and thousands, and that's a really big mela. And one time, like some of the devotees from Russia had come, and like happened to meet one of those devotees, and somehow or other he had a lot of red bubbles around the body, and I said, what happened? No, right? Yeah, maybe some like mosquitoes, maybe they were there. Oh, we felt really bad that that mosquitoes really troubled you so much. No, don't worry, and all bad blood went away, right? Now I'm honoring prasadam, I'm taking more prasadam, so now more and more good blood is coming. Right? Like how a devotee always, right, sees the things in a right perspective, in a positive perspective. Of course, and it's not that we are saying that we have to accept those troubles, or we have to live without mosquito net, or accept those embrace the snakes or tigers or the mosquitoes. But what I am trying to say is that, like, whatever has happened, we cannot lament about it, we cannot regret for it. Makes sense? Are we okay so far? Everybody's aligned so far? I'd like to hear from you, because I'm always speaking. I'd love to hear from you if you have any questions before we proceed to the other couple of points. Anybody, they can raise your hand, or if you want to speak up, you can put it in the chat, then we can unmute you. You can come on audio or video. Either way. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so what next? We said offer prayers to the Lord, and then we should be grateful for the Lord. What else we said? Once we take the medicines, once we offer prayer to the Lord, once we thank the Lord, once we're grateful for whatever we have received, is the problem solved? Is the problem solved after that? No, we have to wait. We have to have that patience. We have to have that tolerance. And that's why Lord says, Tam titik sava bharata. Please tolerate. Yes, it is not easy. It's not easy to go through the tough time that might come up. because of like any physical loss, or it could be that mental anxiety because somebody has said something to us, because you have invested some in your relationship, but then that you're not getting that fruit. What can we do? But at the same time, if you really carry that hot charcoal within our heart, who is really suffering the most? It's we. Like I remember, somebody was saying that one day, one school teacher, I want to do some, give some lesson to the students, and said, okay, students, tomorrow, please bring some potatoes and one plastic sack, right? And then, all the students, they brought the potatoes and one plastic sack. And then they said, okay, now students, please write down, right, with whom you have vengeance for, right? You are really feeling, right, some, what is that, like you're feeling angry for somebody or something, right? Please write down in that potato and keep that in the potato sack. And they had a lot many, about the weather, about the some person, about the food that we get it, or like, they had a huge bunch of things that they are not happy about it, right? They wrote it down, and the teacher said, put it in your sack, plastic sack. And then he said, yes, once you carry it, all right, for some time, at least for a week, then definitely things will go away, right? Everything will be solved. And then the students, they started carrying it all around. What? All the potatoes in that sack, right? Somebody was really carrying some kilos, and then the teacher had said, like, you should not really leave it any point of time. Whether you're bathing or you're walking, you're going anywhere, you're sleeping, every time, it should be always with you. Any guess what happened? The students realized, yes, once you're really feeling, having bad thoughts to somebody, it's we are suffering the most. Yes. So once you're really forgiving something, it's not that we are rewarding them, but the best award that we are giving to ourselves, by forgiving. At the same time, right, it's not that we can really forget and forgive for everybody. Yes, we have to forgive, and then in some cases we have to monitor, and then we have to trust. Like in first case, we said you have to just forgive and forget, and then once again you build that trust, because you know that, okay, accidentally somebody has really done it. But other time, like, then, okay, you said that, okay, no, he felt repentant about it, then okay, you don't really put right there trust, is monitoring for some time, and then you start putting the trust again. But in the third case, yes, you forgive, we should forgive whoever, whatever somebody has done it. But then we should not trust if he has really committed a mistake again and again. He has repented, but that he has not put that on. So yes, we should be careful in trusting that person again and again. But then if somebody is really not still doing it, then we should ensure that, yes, we have to do the needful. Otherwise, it's injustice. So yes, we should forgive. At the same time, we should see how the justice also can be done to that person. So it's not that we are saying that just forgive and really get exploited and then put it in yourself and be like in a volcano, and then once again it will bust yourself and then all around us. No, right? We have to have a controlled thought process around it, and then that the controlled way the water comes, it comes as a beautiful fountain, where it gives a soothing, nice breeze of air, soothing air to everybody else. Yes, it needs some intelligence, it needs some patience. Thank you, Ms. Sarita. Yes, we need to be steady and sober, because as we said, in that muddy water, we cannot see, we cannot find that lost coin. We have to settle it down. That's why you have the patience, and also you have to wait for that cure, right? But wait for some time, and then you will see that the plan how it is coming up. Okay, so far, would like to say yes or yes or yes or no. At least say something. Yes, I would like to hear. Everybody's okay so far? Any questions? Yes, thank you, Ms. Anjulata. Yes. Anybody else? Okay. Sanita, okay. Thank you. Mr. Viswanathan, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And then what is the last point we said? That yes, once you go through this process, it's a matter of time. Our disease will get cured, but at the same time, we should not be miser within ourselves. We should extend our hand. We should, like we have heard from Srila Prabhupada and so many other devotees, how they take the voluntary suffering for for uplifting others, and how they are and how they can be free from suffering. Isn't it so wonderful? And that's why we see all the sadhus, all the true, genuine, humble, persons, saintly persons, they do it. Yes, serve and change. Yes, first it has to start from within, because we cannot change the world. We cannot extend our hand to others unless our heart is really in a vacuum state. First, we have to fill ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to first put the oxygen and that mask for ourselves. Then we have to save others. And then Lord is saying that, guys, how would you save? Yes, and there are different levels of saving. We can give some food, take care of their body. Yes, we can give some nice words to somebody. But the most important thing that we can do is to extend our time and energy so that we can really connect them back to Godhead and to the Supreme Lord, so that they can be really free from the suffering for eternity. So that is the best compassion, but it's the best welfare activity that we can do. Because once you give some food, yes, maybe it will be there for a day. Once you give some nice words, nice comfort, nice message to somebody, right? Yes, it might be there for longer. But then once you give the feed for the soul, the food for the soul, right? And once you give them the right direction, we are giving them for the eternity. And that's what our acharyas, Srila Prabhupada, has taught us. That yes, janma sarthaka kari kara paropakar. And that's what we should do it. Hare Krishna. Any other thoughts, comments? Would like to hear from you. Anybody would like to share something? Or any questions? Everybody's aligned. Okay. Thank you. Please say yes or no. Everybody is okay so far, or any questions? No questions? Yes or no? Okay, it sounds that everybody is good so far. Okay, great. So now there's a very, very wonderful, auspicious festival times are coming, right? Like now we have tomorrow is Vijayadashami, and then we have like month of Kartik, month of Diwali, Govardhan Puja. So many wonderful festivals are coming. And this Kartik is really, really, really the most auspicious period, and on this month we'll be discussing in detail. Please, I would request everybody to join this Sunday, right? And where we'll be talking a little different from our Gita course. It will be a very special session where we'll be talking some beautiful stories of Krishna, just for a change, because yes, the best way to be free from suffering is to really be attracted to something positive. So this Sunday, you will be really hearing some enchanting, entertaining, and enriching pastimes of Krishna. So we'll hear some beautiful pastimes of Krishna. And this month of Damodar or Kartik, we sing a beautiful bhajan called Damodar Ashtakam. Okay, so this Damodar Ashtakam is composed of 8 verses. 8 verses where, right, like one devotee called Satyavrat Muni, he composes this verse in the glorification of Lord Damodar. So what we'll do, so as we go forward, we'll be discussing the meanings, But first of all, like, yes, to understand the deeper meaning of this Damodara Stakam, please do join us on this Sunday evening. Please do join. And then we'll be explaining you in this subsequent this Food for Soul sessions. Every session we'll be taking 2 or 3 verses. It's 8 verses. So 2 or 3 verses every this Food for session we'll talk about it. We'll discuss about it. Today we'll just please be attentive and hear. And because we'll be reciting, as we said, this whole month of Damodar. So Deepak Prabhu, we can really play it, or how exactly we are going ahead today?
Prabhu, you want to discuss 2 shloka first? Verse.
Okay, just maybe quickly we'll just talk about it.
And then Anu Prabhu will.
Okay, Anu Prabhu and Aishwarya Mataji are there. Wonderful. Okay.
They will sing as well.
Yeah. They have this melodious voice, and how we should really offer prayer to the Lord Damodar. Okay, so okay, let me go through it. Okay, just a second, just give me, okay, just okay, okay. You can answer, Proji. I'll share my screen a little bit. Otherwise, let me share my screen if you don't mind. Okay. Okay. So this is 8 verses. The first verse, it says that Namami Swaram Sachi Dananda Ropam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Vrajamanam Yasoda Violo Kala Dhavamanam Paramrustamatyanto Drutya Gopyam. So here, first of all, this Satyavrat Muni, he's praying to Lord Damodar, Krishna. Though we might say that, oh, he's a nutcurd Bal Gopal stealing butter, but in the very first word in this prayer, he's talking about, we are talking about Ishwara. He's a Parameshwar. Don't underestimate him. So I'm offering my obeisances to Supreme Lord Damodar. And is he really some light, or is he having some some formless? He's putting that very clear. No, we are talking about he's a Sachidananda Rupa, he's a Sachidananda Vigraha, and he's always having eternal knowledge and and eternal, and he's really in bliss. And then, can you tell a little bit more about him? Yes, he's having Lasat Kundalam. He's having a sark-shaped earrings, which is really swinging to and fro. But where it is all happening? It is happening in Gokul Vrindavan. In the divine realm of Gokul, this pastime is happening. And what is happening there? What is happening? Mother Yasoda is really chasing Krishna. And then Krishna is really going fast in fear of Mother Yasoda. Yasoda Bhiyo Lukhala, being scared of Mother Yasoda, Krishna is running. Paramastram Atyanta Todhrutya Gopya. And now, right, Mother Yasoda is really caught Krishna from the behind. Like though Lord Krishna cannot be caught by anybody, but here Mother Yasoda is really catching hold of Krishna. I'll be discussing more in detail. Then what happens? Ruduntam moho netram yugmam vrijantam karam bhoja yogmena satanka netram moho swasakam patri rekhanka kantha sthito brevam damodaram bhaktivadham. So in that instance, Ruduntam, Lord Krishna started crying, and how he's crying, he's also showing off. Oh, netram yugmam brujantam. He's crying and he's rubbing his eyes, his 2 eyes again and again. Muhu, again and again. It's not stopping. You see how Bal Gopal, and Karam Bhoja Yugana, like with his 2 lotus hands, and a Satanka, Atank matlab, like not terrorize, and like he's really completely terrorized with the stick of Mother Yasoda and Muhuswasa. He's like, oh, what will do mother now? Now she has got hold of me, right? Because I was really doing so many mischievous activities. Now mother had caught me. So what she will do? And then Kampa, Tri Rekhanka Kantha. So Lord Krishna is having 3 lines and like in a council. Because of his quick breathing, he's crying. And Damodaram Bhaktivadam, to that Supreme Lord who is really bound, not with the ropes, but Bhaktivadam, who is really bound by the mother's pure love. I'm offering obeisances unto him. Okay, so we'll discuss more about this in our subsequent verses. Yes, Prabhuji, please go ahead. You'll be sharing the screen as well, Prabhu, lyrics as well. And we have beautiful this deity of Nitai Gaur Sundar and Radha Madhav as well with us to bless. Yes, let's start. And I would request from this next session onwards, we'll have lamps as well to offer it to the Supreme Lord. Okay, so now let's sing, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you. We can hear you.
Yes. नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानं यशोदापयोलोकलाधावमानं परामृष्टमात्यन्ततो धृत्य गोप्या ईश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले यशोदाभियोलोकलाधावमानं गोप्या रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रयुग्मं मृजन्तं कराम्भोजयुग्मेन साताङ्कनेत्रम् मुहुश्वासकं पात्रिरेखाङ्ककण्ठं सिताग्रवं दामोदरं भक्तिवर्धम् पूर्णेत्रयुग्मं मृजन्तं साताङ्कनेत्रम् मुहुश्वासकं पात्रिरेखाङ्ककण्ठं स्थितं दामोदरं भक्तिवर्धम् इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तं तदीयेषिताज्ञेषु भक्तैर्जितत्वं पुनः प्रेमतस्तं शतावृत्ति वन्दे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तमाख्यापयन्तं तदीयेषिताज्ञेषु भक्तैर्जितत्वं पुनः प्रेमतस्तं शतावृत्ति वन्दे वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षं वदेम न चन्यं वृणेऽहं वरेशादपीह इदं देवपूर्णाथ गोपाल बालं सदा मे मनसा विरास्तं किमन्ये न चन्यं वृणेऽहं वरेशादपीह इदं देवपूर्णाथ गोपाल बालं सदा मे मनसा विरास्मन्ये इदं ते मुखाम्बोज अत्यन्तनीले वृतं कुण्तले स्निग्धरक्तश्च गोप्या मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे मनस्या विरास्तमलं लक्ष्यलाभे वृतं कुन्तले स्निग्धरक्तस्य गोप्या मुमुक्षुम्बितं रक्ताधरं मे मनस्या विरास्तं नमो देव दामोदरानन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजालाब्धिमग्नं कृपादृष्टिवेश्याति दीनं बतानु गृहामेषु अग्नं विजयेक्षिदशा दामोदरं विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजालाब्धिमग्नं कृपादृष्टिवेश्याति दीनं बतानु गृहाणेश मामाज्ञमेद्यक्षिदशा कुबेरात्मजो बद्धमूर्ते व्ययाद्वत् त्वया मोचितो शक्तिभाजो कृतो च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयक्ष न मोक्षे ग्रहो मे स्थिदामोदरेह तया मोचितो भक्तिभक्तो च
तथा प्रेम भक्तिं
स्वामे प्रयक्ष न मोक्षे ग्रहो स्थिदामोदरेह नमस्ते स्तुताम्ने स्फुरादीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायात विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकाय त्वदीया प्रियाय नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमस्ते स्तुताम्ने स्फुरादीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायात विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकाय त्वदीया प्रियाय नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् मामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं नवकुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानं तप्योलोकनाथमानं परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो जयगोप्या सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानं तप्योलोकनाथमानं
Prabhupada
की
ki
जय।
jai, Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai,
जय।
Nitai Gaur Premanande,
हरी
Hari
हरी
Hari
बोल।
Bol.
Thank you very much, Aishwarya Mataji and Anup Prabhu. It was really, really wonderful. It was really melodious, heartfelt offering to the Lord Damodar. You have started our Damodar month very auspiciously, very beautifully. Thank you, and we would like to hear from you again and again. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु, थैंक यू।
Hare Krishna. And I would like to thank all the devotees who have joined today. And once again, I would like to repeatedly request you that please do join and encourage others also to join this Sunday, because on this Sunday, we'll be hearing a very beautiful pastime of wonderful Krishna. And please do join with your heart, and definitely we'll have a cherished day on Sunday where we'll be hearing about Lord Damodar. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Thank you once again for joining on this working day on a festive week. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.